job. Love that reverb.
Wow.
What an echo.
Welcome to Bravo Rushed
Let's go.
Vanderpump Rules edition.
Absolutely.
We are so tickled
That is back.
that it is back, baby, and it feels like no time has passed.
No, absolutely not. Where did these months go?
I don't
When did it
know.
end? What month were we hosting our finale party?
I think in April or May. I know it was April or May. It was April or May. It was April or May.
I have changed bodies.
You really have.
Since Vanderpump left
Yeah.
us, a lot has happened.
Uh-huh.
A lot has happened. Wow, 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 whoa-wee, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've changed bodies. We've changed dimensions. We are in
Yeah.
a new
season. Season 3 of this podcast.
a new dimension, a new simulation. We are here. We have arrived, and we are in the Vanderpump orbit.
And we sure are.
And I am drawn in.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you took copious
Yeah,
notes.
I took so many. So I watched it this morning while I was getting ready. So I just kept my phone next to the getting ready stuff.
Okay.
And just as things were happening, I would make a little note.
Okay. Love it.
I got to say, so it really, it starts out with all different shots of them doing different things, right?
Yep. We love it.
They lean into James and Allie
Yes.
being so cute in their new house.
Because James is the number one guy in the group now, and so we have to really be focusing on his romantic life.
And I really think they might be in it for the long haul. Something about it. I think she's just right for him.
We really liked her, and we really liked her family.
We liked her mother and her aunt. We met them at BravoCon.
We talked with them for 10, 15 minutes
Yes.
in a little booth, just the four of us.
Just the four of us. And I think that Allie, she's just very level-headed.
Very level-headed.
She's not over-emotional.
Nope.
She seems very smart. Like, she's just kind of
The women
checking
she
all the
comes
boxes.
from it makes sense,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Do I think, I guess the reason why I'm like, are they going to go the long haul is because I didn't get the feeling her mother and aunt are dying for that.
That's true.
Listen, it's not like they were saying, they weren't being nasty or anything, but of course, if you've watched James on TV and then you see, maybe even in real life, he can be a lot. Is this who you are desiring and praying for your daughter to fall in love with and marry? And now they're on a show and everything's going to be picked apart.
And like he's going to be the father of your grandchildren.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, he's been very honest with his addictions.
Yeah.
And so I can see her having some hesitations about that. But do I think Allie is great for him? Absolutely, yes.
Yes. And James has come a long way. And even in this first episode,
he's great.
He's decided to go California sober, and he's making good decisions, and I like that.
I do wonder, and I know that I know some people are also California sober and love their weed all day, every day.
Yeah.
But to me, that's still an addiction.
Yeah, for sure.
If
you're still using a substance.
You're still using a substance to make you feel differently, and you are relying on it all day, every day. You have to wake up and take it. Yeah. You are going to bed with it. And so I do know that do I still think it's probably better than drinking and driving and all that? Of course. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, to act as though it's not an addiction. There's absolutely no harm, no foul there.
No.
That's a little suspect to me.
I think so.
But and y'all keep smoking, keep toking, keep stroking.
Fluffer. Okay, so I just think they're so cute.
They're cute.
I do love, those Bravo editors. When she's like, well, we do live near the airport. And it's like, like over and over. They're outside building furniture. And James is trying to talk to her, and it's just.
I live near the airport, too.
Yeah.
You do eventually tune it out. You do not even hear the planes overhead anymore.
That's like many episodes ago. I talked about that rental we had in Croatia that was right near the airport. It was loud.
Yep.
But the sound machine I had blocked it all out.
That's right.
Okay, then we go to Ariana. Katie comes over. Two things of note for me in this scene. One, the penis flute being glued back together.
It had to be. Someone did it for him, right?
Someone glued that flute back together.
Did it for Tom.
And the close-up camera, the camera work on the crack of the penis flute, I was dying.
Kills me. I love these editors.
You could see like a little smear of glue.
Yeah. Like it wasn't even like well done. You didn't even buff it back out afterwards.
There was a little bit of
Everyone
glue.
knows you buff out the glue after you glue the penis flute back together. If I've said it 100 times.
Come on. I just love the editors were like, this was such a shoddy job. We're going to zoom in.
Zoom in.
It's so good.
Because they hate Tom too.
They hate Tom too.
We all do.
And then I gotta say,
Yeah, tell me.
Katie's haircut is so good.
It's so good. I was hoping that you were going to say that. People don't like it, and I don't understand, y'all. She looks so chic with this hair.
So chic. I think it suits. Not everybody could pull this off.
No.
It suits her so well. She styles it perfectly every day.
She styles it perfectly every day. She has the right volume, the right amount of shine.
I'm obsessed.
The right amount of flip out.
Yeah.
It frames her face perfectly.
Has she ever posted like who cuts her hair? Whoever it is, you're doing a great job.
You're doing a great job. And hear us say it now on the record. We agree, we love, we stan.
That's it.
Katie.
Another one.
And I think I told her when we met her, I love your hair.
Yes, I love your hair.
It's so good on you.
I bet at BravoCon she did get told that a ton.
Hope so. I know it's not for everybody. It's not a traditional haircut.
It's not.
People don't love short hair. They don't. But it is so good on Katie. Yeah. And if you don't like it, then turn this off.
Turn it off.
Now.
Speaking of.
I'm just kidding.
Is it off? Did you turn it off? Lisa Barlow's bangs.
Yeah. What do you think of Lisa Barlow's bangs?
You know what? At first, I was like, but now I've taken a second look the next day.
Yeah.
And I said, I do like it. And you know what? Here's why. Because Lisa Barlow, for all the seasons we've had her on our TV, it's been the same hair. And
clothing.
And
midi length
everything.
dresses.
The makeup has been the same.
Makeup has been the
spray
same.
tan.
We're not changing anything.
Nothing's been changed. So I think she did need a change. And what it's giving me is when Kyle Richards finally cut her hair.
I agree.
It was a security blanket for Kyle. And I think the same could be said for Lisa.
I agree. And I love them. I think that they look great on her.
I think they look great.
And I think it makes her look younger.
It does.
And for someone who is the oldest on the cast, and Monica loves to remind her of that.
That's disgusting.
I think that it was I hope that she didn't do it for that reason.
Yeah.
Because she
I hope
is
not.
Told that. And I love that. Lisa Barlow is one of the few who is not shot up to the hill.
She's not. She's like naturally aging. She lets herself have the wrinkles.
She lets herself have the wrinkles. You can see that her jowls are even coming down. You see it in her, and in person you do too. And I like that because I'm her. And so I want to see women who can express again on TV. Remember, the only reason why it's jumping out at us, she's in her 50s. She's supposed to have wrinkles. The reason why it's jumping out at us because everyone else doesn't have them.
That's what it is. Nobody else's faces are moving, but hers is. But I will say,
so she looks older and weird, but she's actually the only one who's natural.
I still think she's so beautiful. Natural. That's with quotes.
The tan, y'all.
The tan.
The makeup.
I mean, she gets her makeup professionally done every day.
She has her on retainer.
Every day.
What did you think of her saying that at the reunion? Were you shook?
I was shook. She has not done her own makeup since 2019.
I cannot.
2019.
That means even.
And I love Andy's follow-up question was great. He said, "Is there a touch-up during the day, or is it one and done?" And she said, "It's one and done in the morning,
setting spray." And then she goes, "But that means even during COVID." She was like, "We're keeping this."
And then Angie was like, "Well, she can't do her own makeup. She can't see."
And people are like, "What does that have to do with it?"
What does that mean?
She means she can't see close up to do eyeliner. She can't without.
And then she said to Andy, "I will literally die if I have to do my makeup.
I will die if I have to do my." I understood what Angie was trying to say. If Lisa doesn't have her contacts in and she can't see, she's like, she can't line anything. She can't contour. She genuinely can't see. But just the way Angie said it, and then they were kind of talking to themselves, but no one else. I heard what they were saying, but a lot of people are like, what does that have to do with it? So
I love it. Lisa Barlow, we love you. We love your hair.
We love you. Baby gorgeous.
Okay, let's get into that Tom Sandoval blocked summer moon.
Zanzival
blocked summer moon.
What is that about?
Well, it goes back to, we talked about this, how if you block one account, like we were blocked.
That's true.
By Monica, anything that you're also linked to is going to get blocked.
So Sheena didn't want him to, or he didn't want Sheena to be able to have access to him because of Summer Moon.
Right.
But I don't know.
So he blocked Sheener.
Yes.
But then because of that, everything got blocked. So Brock, Summer Moon, everyone except Sheena's mom basically got blocked by Sandoval, and Sheena could not let it go.
No, she couldn't let it go because you do not do that to Summer Moon.
No, not that cutie pie.
Cutie pie with bangs as well. She likes a bang. Sheena likes Summer Moon to have a bang.
Yeah.
Can we touch on the fact that, let us never forget, that Brock's children, who he does not see.
Yeah.
Remember back in Australia?
Aussie, mate.
Yeah, he's an Aussie. He doesn't see them. They have a whole nother life with mom and stepdad and the whole thing. Let us not forget, he did name that child Winter.
Oh, I didn't know.
Brock has a child with his ex-wife named Winter. And I want to say, let me look it up real quick, But I want to say it's winter and then like winter star and now there's summer moon. So let me stand by on that.
Did Sheener know this?
She knew his kids' names, and I don't know if it was an extra dig or what.
This is very shocking to me. I did not know this. I consider myself a Bravo holic, and I'm ashamed.
Well, that's why I'm here, baby.
I cleaned. I made it nice. I'm ashamed.
But you didn't know the names.
I didn't know the names of Brock's children in Australia.
I'm here to take care of that. Okay. Yep, he has daughter Winter and son Eli, both who live with the mother. Hold on, let me get to Winter's middle name. But
we need Brock's daughter in Australia's middle name.
Even if it's not Winter
and Summer,
and then your new baby mama is going to name her Summer. And we're going to be okay with that, knowing you already have this very strained relationship. To me, there's so many other names in the book. I don't know about that, but it's shocking.
It's a choice.
It's a bold choice.
It's a bold choice.
Okay, go ahead.
So Sheener gets into a little bit about how Tom's childhood friend had passed away, and that made things a little bit complicated because none of them were speaking to Tom after all of this fallout, but then suddenly his childhood friend that they all knew passed away. And so she had reached out. He had blocked her. Did you watch the after show?
No.
Okay, so he spoke to that.
I watched What Happens Live with Lala and Michael Rappaport.
So they did like a 20-minute after show, and he spoke to that and said, the reason I blocked her is she was using the Scandival to record so many podcast episodes. She was riding the gravy train. It was episode after episode, and he said it only stopped after my childhood friend passed away. And so I just felt like it wasn't genuine for her to then message me and be like, I'm here for you, when it's like, you've been dragging my name for the past 4 weeks.
But they were all doing it. Was Sheena doing it on her podcast, and was she getting record numbers because of it? But Lala was doing Send It to Daryl.
I know.
Everyone was cashing in at some point. You know, Ariana was on a skyrocket. She was on a rocket.
A rocket.
Through the sky. She was skyrocketing. It doesn't matter. And you know, the sandwich shop and promoting, and you know, they were able to sell merch even though it wasn't even open. They did the Something About Her stuff.
Everyone's made money off of Scandal.
Everyone was doing it. And let us repeat, Tom could have done the same.
Yeah.
You still could have just rode the villain role.
Yeah, be the villain.
Because there were people out there going, we love you, Tom. They were going to his concerts.
I took a picture with him at BravoCon.
He was still selling his concert tickets. He was selling merch while he was there. He was still selling Tom stuff.
Yep.
So you were making money off of it, and you were the villain in it. So the good players in it can't.
Yeah.
I don't know, Tom.
I think he was just trying to find a way to be a little bit of a victim.
A little bit.
We are sad for the childhood friend passing away, and
of course.
That's hard no matter what, but it's also like you have to accept the things that you did.
Yep.
Okay. I do want to speak to this. So watching Lala. So we get a little Lala life update, right?
Yes.
Her mom has moved in with her. Her brother is now living nearby.
I thought her mom already lived with her for some reason.
So did I.
I know she takes care of her daughter, Ocean, like every day. I think she's the nanny.
She like is
much like
nanny.
Summer Moon's mother or grandma.
Yeah.
Sheener's mom is as well.
These moms are stepping up.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I actually had written this note down, and then later Lala said it herself, which is, I'm a Sour Patch Kid.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Her saying, I'm tough on the outside. I might be a little sour. I might be a little spicy, but you have to get to the middle of me, and I'm actually pretty sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see that this first scene with Lala where she begins to talk about family and keeping family close, and she really cried a lot through this episode.
She did.
Lala
she was very vulnerable.
Very vulnerable, a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
And what she said is, I was getting through all the divorce stuff and the custody of Ocean and all of these things, like where I had to be tough and strong and mean and angry.
Yeah.
And now that that's kind of fading away, what's left is just pain.
Well, and I think we're seeing something kind of similar with Erica in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
She had to be so hard and so bitchy and so like, I am on defensive mode right now because of all of the lawsuits and this horrible predicament that I've been put in. Now, of course, we still wish that she would have been a little bit more sensitive to the victims in it, but she was just on guard.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to see her be more sensitive, kinder, and everything.
Yep.
Well, one, because it's Lent, and she said, I'm not going to fight with these hoes during Lent.
I know, I love that.
But I think we're seeing something similar in Lala and Erica in that way.
So, yeah, where it's almost the girls that are giving the
Mhm.
most tough
Yes.
are actually like that little child inside.
They're never that tough because
Yeah.
everyone at the end of the day just wants to be loved, wants to be
Yeah.
accepted. And if you're fighting all the time to prove something, then that just has to be pushed down and down and down and down.
Yes.
I hope that we see a lot of amazing stuff from Lala this
I
season.
hope that we do
We
too.
love her.
I do. I love Lala. She's
I've loved her
gorge.
forever.
I
I love looking at her.
Same.
Yep.
I'm going to get to more of that in just a
Yep.
second.
Yep.
We jump to Schwartz and James going to dinner.
Okay, so cute.
It
though.
was so cute. And Schwartz showing up with a candle and a plant
very
for James.
cute. Very cute.
The giving was cute. The receiving of it was cute. And
Yeah.
I just, to see these guys
Yeah.
in this phase of life, when they showed the quick clip of Schwartz in his apartment, how many plants does this man have?
It's a lot.
It was a jungle.
It's a lot. He has bugs. Like, what are we doing?
He's keeping bugs. He's got
Yeah.
the dogs that are looking rough, but
Yeah, they
some
are.
people like that kind of dog, and that's
They
their
take
journey.
the dingleberry out with the tweezer. Don't forget.
I just am worried about what is Schwartz.
There's
up
too much in
to?
there.
There's something going on. He's sleeping in a spare bedroom. He's not
Yeah.
even sleeping in the main room.
Yeah.
There's plants everywhere.
Everywhere.
He's talking to the plants. He's breeding beetles. Like there's just something has broken in this man,
know.
and I want him to come on. Did you watch Winter House?
Yes.
I feel like him on Winter House was a better man.
Yeah, because he wasn't in that apartment.
Yeah.
It's giving hoarder.
It's
It's and you know it's
There's
all that
boxes
emotional
of shoes.
stuff.
Yes, emotional baggage.
He's holding on to all this emotional stuff.
Yeah.
I know that the divorce was obviously hard on him
Yeah.
and everything that came out of it. And he did mention like his brother was going through some health stuff.
Yes.
And
He said last year was horrible.
it was horrible. And I think that a lot of the things that are in that apartment he acquired during this very horrible time. And now he's in a hoarder mindset of I can't get rid of it because I attach it to this.
I
memory or
literally
whatever.
had the thought of us messaging him and being like, we will come in.
Yeah.
And as we've talked about, like
Yeah.
beautiful spaces matter, right? Like
Yep.
let us come in
And help you.
and make a beautiful bachelor pad, even if you think this apartment is temporary.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
Let's make it nice,
Yes.
as Dorinda would say.
Let's look like you are on a hit show making
Yes.
hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
What are we doing? Why are your shoes in cardboard boxes?
But
What are you
but
doing?
those pants he was wearing in that scene, the girl we follow now,
Oh yeah.
Court Counts, I want to
Yes.
say, those pants were $350 sweatpants. Like he's spending money,
So,
but
he's
not
not.
on the right thing.
It's not looking good. It's
We
not
need-
looking good, Schwartz. So,
We need to help.
but I do love that he sweetly brought James the candle and the plant, and they had a good moment. And it feels like now the two of them can connect more because Sandoval's a little bit out of the way.
Exactly,
And I like that.
and they need to. Schwartz needs a guy friend, and James needs one as well. I
He
think
does.
because he can be a girl's guy.
He could be a girl's guy, and he has kind of been the outcast, the
Yeah.
outsider guy for
Yeah.
so many seasons. But now he is the number one guy,
Yes, we said it. We know it, and it's on a pennant right up there.
right there. And so I think Schwartz recognizes that too, and he's like, I
I
might
need
want
to hitch my wagon to the right guy.
That's
not
it.
the wrong guy.
Not the wrong guy. And so
Yeah.
I like to see the two of them together.
Yes.
They're chatting about the California sober. They're chatting
Mhm.
about, all kinds of life things. And I liked that.
And I like that James didn't say, Allie made me do this.
No, yeah.
There was an ultimatum or whatever.
Mhm.
But that I've decided to do this and it's better for me to do it. And so yay on him for that.
I like that.
And not pinning it on Allie.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we go to the spa, and Sheener and Ariana are going to get a massage.
Yes.
And I would say the thing of note in this scene was, one, Sheena is talking about getting on Zoloft, that
Yep.
she needed some help in that department. And
Yeah.
again, like, we enjoy people talking about these
Her
things.
OCD mixed with her anxiety, I think she was saying, was just bonkers.
Bonkers.
If Tom can do this to Ariana, can Brock do this to me?
Did you catch what she said?
What exactly did she say there?
At the very tail end of it,
Yeah, what'd
she
she-
said, if Tom could do this to Ariana with Rachel,
Uh-huh.
could Brock do this to me with Lala?
With Lala. I did not hear that part.
And we didn't get a Bravo hi-hat, like a tss. Ariana
No.
didn't make a face. It was very strange. It was like she just very quickly said, could Brock do this to me with Lala? And I thought, well,
Oh man, I missed
why
the
Lala?
Lala
That,
part.
I wrote it
Well,
down. I said, did I hear that right?
why Lala? Because Lala
Lives.
is besties with Sheena now.
Yeah.
They live down the road from each other, and Brock is like a father to Ocean. They've
Ocean.
said.
So
And
I
that
think,
would be just as embroiled.
yeah,
Actually, it would be worse because of the kids.
I think it'd be worse.
If this were to happen.
I think Sheener's keeping a close eye. I think her and Lala love each other.
Yes.
They're good friends, but she's keeping a weather eye.
I don't think Lala would do that.
I don't.
I say that with trepidation because we know Lala to be comfortable, to be a homewrecker.
Yeah.
She admitted it.
She admitted
said
that.
it, y'all. She
She
said
admitted
it. She knows that that's what she was now.
Yeah.
And so it's not like we can say she would never, because she did, and she did it with Randall.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Brock is infinitely better looking.
Yes.
Yes. Than Rand.
Rand.
Than Rand. Does he play as much pickleball? I don't know. I don't know that, but I do know his daughter's name is Winter, and I could not find the middle name anywhere.
Okay.
And I did look, and I'm done.
Okay.
But I will afterwards.
You gave it your best
and I will
shot.
give it, but I can't continue to look down because I've got to focus.
Okay, so
It's already hard enough for me to focus.
So we decide now we're all going to go to Tom Tom,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to be a lot of people all at once filming a scene together. DJ James Kennedy is going to be
Of course,
DJing,
yes.
and they're doing all the things.
Yes.
But the one scene I love leading up to it was Lala and Sheena. Lala's doing her makeup.
Yeah.
And she's like, I really like a heavy contour on my face. And Sheena said, well, I really don't. And she said, well, it's because you're more chiseled. You don't need the contour. And Lala's like, I'm just trying to have Ozempic face.
Yeah, I need to have Ozempic face. And Sheena goes, the amount of people who have asked me lately if I'm on Ozempic, and I'm like, no, it's just Scandival.
Yes.
So we posted that to our story. I shared it yesterday when I saw it and was like, or both.
Or maybe I'm on both.
Or maybe it's Ozempic and Scandival, because that's me. No, but I was like, it's semaglutide, not the big O, because I can't let people think that I'm stealing from the type 2s.
That's right. And you're not. And you
I'm
never
not.
will.
And I won't. And I shan't and I whan't.
But you're living proof that it works.
I am living proof that a GLP-1 peptide, because that's what it is, does work.
So know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we all go to Tom Tom. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
The lead up to Tom Tom, when the producers or
yes.
the editors were
Yes.
showing the flashbacks.
Yes.
So we have current day Ariana and Katie walking into Tom Tom, right?
Mm.
These two women are radically different than the two women when Tom Tom opened years ago.
Remember the motorcycle with the sidecar, the matching
Yes.
outfits, and the pulling up, and
They
these
were
two women
showing.
were so proud of their men.
They were with their men. They were in these long-term relationships. They
Yeah.
were being very supportive. And now we have these two women coming in. One of them is divorced. One of the other relationship has crumbled. It is just wildly different. And
Amazing
and I even
throwbacks.
got a little
Emotional.
emo
Me too.
when they were showing scenes where parties they had
Me
thrown
too.
there or big events and her talking to Lisa, her having moments with Tom. It was just like, gosh, so much has happened in this restaurant.
It made me emotional too. I
Yeah.
watched it. I mean, I was kind of holding my breath.
Yes.
And watching Katie and Ariana walk in together, I just love that they are such a united front here.
I know.
Because they didn't love each other.
They didn't.
They were not friends.
But they kind of touched on
because
that.
Tom was in Ariana's ear,
Saying
and would not
Katie's-
let her get close.
That's
And so
it.
You
Because
have
he never liked Katie.
never
Tom
liked Katie
Sandoval never liked Katie.
because she took Tom from him.
That's right.
All he wants is Tom.
That's it.
Tom Schwartz.
Yeah.
And so he viewed Katie as this interference, basically. You're taking away my
Yep.
friend. And ultimately, Tom Schwartz chose Tom.
He did.
It's
he chose
crazy.
Tom over his wife.
Freaking crazy. So anyway, I love the two girls walking in.
Yes, I
could
loved
tell
it.
that the producers really wanted this powerful shot of the women walking down the street.
Yeah.
But I love that they didn't make them reshoot it. I loved that Ariana grabbed onto Katie's arm and said, I need to hold you.
I know. She said she was shaking.
I'm shaking. I'm nervous. Like I feel like I need to grab onto you right now.
Mm.
And again, we get these very confident women, and you think they, they're
Mhm.
walking on water in a way. And Ariana was not. She was still fragile. Remember, we started filming months after.
Months. I think they said 3 months.
3 months after the season ended. Reunion was 2 weeks later. Then we jump right back into filming.
Yeah.
So Ariana had not had a lot of time.
It's still very fresh.
It's still very fresh.
Yeah.
And so she's walking in, she's grabbing onto Katie's arm. And I love that because I think the producers liked it, but I think that they wanted this, like, because they knew they were going to be doing these flashbacks of like, you don't need the
Mm.
men. I think they wanted the women sauntering in a way into Tom Tom. Like, it might be named after them, but who's coming in
That's
a
right.
power pose.
That's right.
But I love that Ariana grabbed onto her, walked her in, and I just love that Katie is able to be everything.
Yes.
Everything for her that
That's
she needs.
that's what women
It's
do
women
for
do.
each other.
It is. You put it all aside and you just say, whoever's hurting the most, we're the South.
Yes.
I just loved the
I
whole
loved
scene.
it.
And
It was so good.
is this when they also flashed? No, it was after she was sitting down. Continue.
Yes, yes. Okay, so they come in
And I just love that they got each person kind of individually.
yes.
And we got to see them walking into Tom Tom.
And it was busy. There were a lot of fans there. You could tell fans with
just
their phones out.
loving the shots. I'm loving the way that they're filming it. It's feeling
Yes.
very high end.
It's feeling high end. It has elevated.
Oh, it's elevated.
DPR has. I mean, the new intro is amazing.
It looks great.
We're on a new level.
We're on a new level.
I'm here for it.
It's a Nirvana level.
It is. Get on
Yeah.
our level.
Yeah.
So they come in. Then Ariana has that weird moment with Tom Schwartz where he's like, "Hey, Ariana," and she just kind of looks away. She doesn't even speak to him.
She already told him, I am not going to be friends with anybody who is still aligning with Tom. It is what it is. I have a boundary.
That's it. And so then that's when they start to get into her sitting at that table and looking around and being like, I have had so many big moments at this literal physical table.
Not just big moments, but the moment.
The moment happened.
She was like, I was sitting here
when
he was on stage.
he was on stage and his phone fell out of his pocket and she picked it up and saw the message from Rachel.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was it. And they flash back to it. And she is sitting there beaming, looking up at this douche canoe.
I know.
Singing terribly a cover song in a stupid outfit with his stupid hair and his stupid face.
Feeling
and
like
everything.
he is the man.
And he's not,
He's not.
but she thinks he is.
She's cheering for him. I mean, they had this great footage of her like, wow, and
like,
looking so cute.
Y'all, she thought that was her man.
Yeah.
Don't you for one second tell me that that girl did not think that that was her man
100%.
at that moment. She absolutely did.
And then minutes later, her whole world comes crashing down.
She's like, why is there a video of Rachel
touching herself.
on FaceTime with you? You're recording it. Your face is here, hers is there, and so is her crotch.
It's so, I can't.
Why?
I don't want to see that.
That is nuts to find. That's nuts. It's nuts to find, and
I would have passed out. How did she not just spin around and pass out?
I do not know.
Can you even? If you found that on your man's phone, I mean, I would. I think I would I would be knocked out.
Yeah, it would knock me out. It would knock me out. It would knock my breath. It would take my breath away.
Yeah.
In such a way that I would say, "There's no way.
There's no way. This can't be real.
But this is so obviously
Yeah.
real because again, it was a recorded FaceTime. So both faces, both people are on here. You cannot deny that. It's not deniable.
It's not. It's not.
And it's indefensible.
Ugh.
And it was real. And this is how it went down. And I don't think the people knew like y'all think that they knew. And
No, they did not know.
again, they're not good enough actors.
Yeah.
They're just not.
They're not
Sorry.
because
They're
they
not.
would be
They're
on
not.
action
Yeah,
shows.
of course. On action shows.
Know that. So they kind of do these great flashbacks,
Yeah.
and we start to get these interviews with Lala. You can see Lala sitting there thinking.
Yeah.
Her wheels are turning, and she starts to say to the camera and the producer, I have been Rachel.
Yeah.
I see now that I was a homewrecker
Mhm.
and that I did ruin a marriage. And I see
And I looked past all these warning signs and red
Yes.
flags.
And I've been the girl that was
Mhm.
so lonely that I was willing to do anything and to lie and to sneak and to do all
that
of
I couldn't
this.
I couldn't separate from him because then who would I have?
That's it.
I have to stay with Rand.
And she kept coming back to that. Those
Yeah.
last few minutes of Rachel's interview when
Mhm.
Scandival broke and she finally admitted to what had really been happening. And she said, but I don't want to say it because if I betray Tom, he's the
Yep.
last guy I have left.
Yep.
And Lala just was hung up on that.
He had isolated her so much
Yeah.
that she did think that I have to. I've seen this very intimately and closely in my own life that
Mm-hmm.
in the fringe characters who are in it,
Mm-hmm.
that you sacrificed so much and you gave up so much and you changed who you were as a person so much
Mhm.
for this other person, and everybody knows what happened, that if you don't stay with them, it was for nothing.
That's
It
right.
starts to feel like then this was for nothing.
It was for nothing.
I imploded my entire life. I have gone through a divorce, or I have done this. I have moved out of my children's home.
That's right.
I've gone to 50-50 custody. I now see my children for half the amount of the rest of their lives.
That's right.
Until 18, obviously. But you know what I'm saying. Childhood. All for this one thing. And if it doesn't work, it's all for nothing. It was all for nothing. And that is an incredibly isolating and dangerous place to be. Oof. And podcasts, if you are in that place, I'm telling you, nothing is further from the truth. Most likely, there are people in your life who want you to not be in that relationship.
Yes.
And they will do anything, and they will take you however they can get you after it ends.
That's right.
Because they will be so grateful that you are no longer in that dangerous, isolating place.
That's right.
So they will be there with open arms. They will not say, I told you so.
No.
They want to love you.
Yes.
And they want to take you in, and they want to say, I'm just so glad that you saw the light. You
it.
are not alone. You are not isolated. You are not going to go through this by yourself. Those people know how bad that person was for you, and they want to help you through it, but they can't when you're in it. You're too deep. So come out of it. It's like any other addiction. You can't see it until you've given it up.
That's it.
You don't know how bad alcohol is for you until you stop drinking. You don't know how bad the drug is because you aren't feeling anymore. You're numb.
Yes.
They've made you that way. It doesn't have to be that way.
And that's what Tom,
Please, hear me.
He purposefully did that for Rachel.
And he knew he could because she was so naive and so easily manipulated. And I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but in this case, it absolutely was. And I do want to hear you. And if you need to DM us and talk to us or need somebody to be there for you or call into the HoHo or whatever, it can be for something serious. It doesn't just have to be for silly stuff.
That's right. Because we are here for y'all. I hope y'all know that by now. It's been a year.
Yeah.
So Lala leaning into this.
Wow,
You did. I loved it.
Okay.
Girl, give me a good speech. So she decides at literally that night at Tom Tom, she goes out back, and you know I love an out back scene.
Oh, we obviously need
near a dumpster.
All of the propane tanks.
Yes, we love it.
So as many of them as possible.
So she's out back by the propane.
Yeah.
And she decides I'm going to leave her a voice memo.
Yeah.
And so she leaves a voice memo, sends it to Rachel's phone.
Yep.
And she can see that Rachel saw it.
Yeah. I guess it said red.
It said red.
Oof.
So she can see, oh boy, like she's listened to it. And I guess we'll find out if she writes back. But
she told us on Watch What Happens Live.
What'd she say?
She does not.
She never wrote back?
Never wrote back. Yeah.
That's pretty shocking.
I know.
That tells me how detached Rachel is, I think, from all of this.
Yeah. Or maybe the terms of like, was she still at her place at that time? And
like a rehab place.
Who even had her phone? Or maybe it was very strict, like you don't reach out to anybody, you don't respond.
True.
You can get things in, but we are not responding. Or maybe her manager, whatever. I don't know, but Lala did say on the after show that she did not call her back.
Wow.
Or voice note her or text her.
Okay.
And she never heard.
Okay. Well, listen, I wasn't so mad about Lala reaching out and just kind of saying, I see you. You know, sometimes you do just need someone to be like,
and Lala tried to do that to her with the Oliver.
She did.
Standing outside again.
She did.
Not out back, but on a sidewalk.
On a sidewalk.
But she did try to say something nice to her. Meanwhile, she didn't know that she was sleeping with Tom.
She didn't. But she tried to say, I've been that woman.
Yeah, she was trying to be there for her. And Lala's, for some reason, as I know she goes hard on her, but there is something in her that she sees that makes her be tender every once in a while.
Yes. I like it.
I do too.
I like the softer side of Lala.
Same.
I found it very interesting that we had no sign of Sandoval. Now, he was away filming for a different TV show.
Yep.
But we only saw him right at the end.
I know. Wasn't that crazy? Because the whole time you're going, where's Tom?
Where's Tom?
Where's Tom? Where's Tom?
So it was interesting to see him like unlock the door, come into the house and be like, hello. And you just know next episode, we're really going to get into it.
I need to see these two interact sometime soon. I need to see it. And I do need Ariana to clean her room too.
I do.
What's
going on with the messy rooms?
I just think that there's so much chaos in their lives at this time and so many moving parts.
Yeah.
Let's hire somebody. Let's get stripped organized in there. I'm sure Renee will fly out.
Hire us. Like, we want to help y'all.
Hire Lily. She loves it. But we've got to get it together.
Yeah, it's time.
We've got to get it together because when your space is in chaos, you are in chaos.
You are in chaos.
It's a direct reflection of your mental, of your mind, of your mental.
So, of your mental. But we do get, at the very end, we get the girls' dinner.
Yes.
Where they all sit down and again, Lala is opening up. She gets emotional, saying to Ariana, I never knew if like you were just so annoyed with my presence in your life. Like, do you even care about me?
Do you even like me?
And that's a valid question you got to ask your friends sometimes. Sorry.
Sometimes you do.
You do. Do you even like me? Do you even want me around? You know, and if you're feeling like that, just say it out loud. Don't hold these feelings in.
Yeah.
But so they talk about that, and then she does reveal to Ariana, I need you to know I did reach out to Rachel.
And I heard Ariana's argument in that like, dude, people couldn't even play pickleball with Rand. And now you're here reaching out to Rachel.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with that?
Yeah.
But I think the more that Lala explained it and did say, I'm here for you. I mean, because Lala went hard at Rachel on Ariana's behalf.
She did. At the reunion.
Her at that reunion like no one else.
That's right.
did. And they all did. But I mean, Lala's standing up. She's pointing. She's hoeing. She's doing all.
Yes.
Like
I was not your best friend, ho.
Like, we'll never forget it. I actually say it to myself 3 times before I go to bed every night. And it soothes me. But she did. She was writing hard, and she still is to this day. And on Watch What Happens Live, she defends Ariana still and all of that. And I think that Ariana is judging Lala's actions to her at face value now.
Yes.
And not seeing, is something nefarious happening behind the scenes. But I think that Lala was nice to tell her.
Yes.
Because I didn't think I thought that this was going to be something that she would have found out about.
And the smart drama. Though. If you're trying to keep peace, like legit peace in a relationship and not just for drama,
you have to be the one.
You're owning it from the beginning.
But this is a TV show, and we are very used to the messy. And so I was like, when is this going to come out? And I do love how Sheener.
There's the train, y'all.
There's the train again. And they like this. I love how Sheener still always finds a way to make it about her.
She did.
Right?
I knew that she would.
You knew it.
I was watching her wheels turn, and I was like, she's going to say something to make it about her. She did.
And she did. And of course,
she was riding that train.
She riding that restraining order train. And was like, you can never forget what she did to me. And Lala was so earnest in saying, I never will, Sheena. You are absolutely right. And I will never, ever forget what she did to you. It was so wrong.
It's so wrong.
It is so wrong. I am your best friend. Like, I know. We raise our children together. I know what she did to you. I just needed to kind of do this for myself more so than Rachel, I think.
That's it. One thing that I've got to make note of in this scene, when they ordered the fries with ranch.
Yes.
I got very excited about that.
Yep. They eat.
It sounded really good to me in that moment. And I watched this at like 10 a.m., but it was like, God, fries with ranch sounds great. And also, Lala's skin in this scene.
Incredible. Incredible.
Is glass skin.
Incredible.
Can you even? And that camera was close.
Oh, my God. Whatever she's doing, she's obviously doing all the right things, using all the right products. She's still young, so I think some of that is on her side, obviously.
Dang,
because she's young, right? I mean
what? I don't even know how old she is.
I don't know how old Lala is, but I think she has at least a little bit of youth still on her side.
Yeah.
And she does. She looks amazing. She is not overdone because we see her without makeup and she looks awesome.
She looks awesome. She doesn't need a bunch of makeup, and she doesn't even go heavy on it even when they go out.
No.
Like she's not drinking.
No.
She's just pure.
It's good
Lala
on her.
is giving pure.
And not drinking helps your skin a ton.
Oh, yes. I mean, she is just living her flawless life. We've seen her up close multiple times, and we're
stunning
here for it.
Every time. Stunning every time. It's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Her skin and everything is a 10 out of 10. The only thing I will end this on.
Yeah, tell me.
And again, because I watched Watch What Happens Live, when we then get the scenes for the upcoming season.
Yes.
Okay. And we see all the things going on. And you hear Lala at some point going, I mean, she's the only person who, gets cheated on and becomes queen of the world.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
And they ask her about it on Watch What Happens Live. And again, I didn't think Lala was going to she's answering everything so honestly that I thought it was going to be, well, you have to wait and see. Well, you have to wait and see. But she was like, no, Rachel never wrote me back. Like, no, wait, what? See,
she's just giving all the details.
And I think Andy was kind of like,
don't say that.
Okay. But he has to remember she's sober. So she's just like, I'm just telling the truth.
It's true.
But he said, what did all that mean? Or maybe one of the followers called in, I can't remember who asked the question, but like, what did you mean by that? And she was like, listen, I said exactly what I said. And as you go through the episodes, you will understand what I was meaning there. And so, what I think it's going to, because earlier in the night, they asked her, like, who of these three do you trust the most? And she was like, I trust Katie, Sheena, and Ariana with my life. There's no one I could say more or less. I literally love all those women. I trust them all with my life. I love them. They're my dear friends.
Okay.
So we knew that her and Ariana were in a good place.
Okay.
So then when she says this, so now I'm thinking like, oh, is it she's repeating what Tom Sandoval said?
That's what
I think. Like, oh, and then Tom said she's the only person who gets cheated on and now is the queen of the world. So it's clever editing
It's
to make
clever
it
editing.
seem like they are in some sort of battle. And I don't think that that's going to be what it is. So if you heard it but didn't watch the Watch What Happens Live, that's my best guess. And I could be wrong. They might have gone through something, hashed it out, and are back to good again. I don't think so. And we will have to watch what happens.
We'll have to go to bravotv.com for more information.
But continue to listen to us on Bravo Rushed for all of your Bravo recaps, and we'll do it as often as we possibly can.
All right. Love y'all.
To be continued.